Let's get started. Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Capanova event. 欢迎大家来到我们 Capanova 平台。在进入今天的主题之前，我想花1分钟时间，快快的介绍一下我们 Capanova。Capanova stands for Chinese American Parents Association of Northern Virginia，中文是北美华裔家长协会。我们是一个 We are a non-profit organization. We started back in 2021. Over the past 4.5 years, we have delivered more than 1,000 different topics and events for our community. So this is perhaps by far the most active community group in the local area. And one of our major theme for our platform is financial literacy. For those who have, familiar with our program, know about this already. And this financial literacy program is monthly seminar, and we have different speakers, experts from different fields. And tonight we have Sherry Go, and she is a I want to say, well-known YouTuber 博主. And she has her own channels and hundreds and thousands, followers as well. So, anyway, Sherry has already done several events for us already, and I'm just really glad that she is back today. Okay, without any further ado, I'm going to give the stage to our coach Mike. Mike, stage is yours.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you, Kappa. We have been so fortunate to have this platform share professional knowledge and the consultation experience. Again, Sherry and I, we're all professionals. We are government and licensed from different states, but with a high standard. This is my background, CPA in Virginia and Maryland. Sherry is CPA also. Sherry has been influencer on YouTube, have millions of views of her channel, and she's MBA and the top 1% annuity earner in the nation and the regional managing director for the Transglobal and a small business owner. So we have family, we have small business, so we know a few things. Okay, and make sure you can register her YouTube website. Personal view does not represent any commissioner, employer, and other organization. If you want to execute certain transactions or tax strategies, consult with your trustworthy professionals. Again, I'm not advised to license to do stocks, bonds, crypto, legal issues. If you want to do that, talk to people. The most important thing, IRS has not published any interpretations of the forms of all the rules. That's why it takes time. It's already in August. I don't know how long it will take. So be patient. We don't know how the tax form and tax software will be updated, so we have to tell you when things are ready. All right, Sherry, I designed 10 questions. People, maybe we can go through a few of them, and we can use this to entice and get all response. People can ask any question you might have around this OBBA, right? Sherry, you have so many YouTube videos. Which one you think get more attention, more views, more clicks, more likes?
Well, it's the video that has the general ideas of the law. So I also have two videos, one about the QBI deduction and the other about SOT and how to alternate standard and itemize the deduction. I think those two videos get more than some thousands of views too.
Oh, good. I have a salt here, and I also have this the QBI. So for me, I think the tax law is try to incentivize economic growth, right? Bonus depreciation, small business tax credit, all the things. One thing is, especially for high property tax states, California, New York, New Jersey, Illinois, Virginia. I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure you pay a lot of more real estate tax than 90% of people here. So my question is, salt is good, 40,000, but they have a limit. If your AGI over $500 start to face out. If you're over 600, you totally back to 10,000. Do you have a way to work around this? kind of work around.
Yeah, people should keep in mind it's the AGI that matters. So there are different ways to reduce AGI. AGI stands for adjusted gross income. For many people, it's your gross income minus 401k deduction, HSA, IRA, those kind of things. For business owners, I think they have another way. If you are more than older than 45, a pension plan may be a very good option because you can actually contribute more than $200,000 in one single year. That grace reduces AGI.
So it is a defined benefits plan?
Yes, defined benefit pension plan. Um, you have to be a business owner to open that plan, though. So a high W-2 income earners would not have that
Um,
option.
yeah, I wish my employer can do that for me. So Ted, Corey, if you guys have a small business, that's your ultimate dream. To have a high income, you can get a defined benefits plan. You can deduct, you can still enjoy the 40,000 AGI. Otherwise, it's hard. Well, what about let's say if I have, let's say I'm a lawyer, I make $600,000. If my
Mhm.
wife is a real estate professional, have rentals or short-term rentals, she can use cost segregation, bonus depreciation to bring down my AGI back to 500. Can I do that? Use this sort of a real estate professional status.
Yes, you can. Yeah. In your case, in your example, the wife is a real estate professional, right?
Hmm.
Well, actually, if this family runs a short-term rental, which is considered a loophole, it's a business. So if their short-term rental has some business loss, that can offset their W-2 income too. Many people use that, but I've watched a lot of videos and read a lot of articles. People don't mention depreciation recapture. So if you own a short-term rental or any type of rental and take this depreciation, remember if you sell it, the depreciation recapture is a surprise. You know, you have to pay tax up to 25%. So in the long run, people are thinking ways to um, run around it, to avoid the tax. So 1031, or you can hold it forever and pass down that property to your children. Those are two ways to avoid a tax fight.
Makes sense. Well, one thing I can think of is I even today I have a client and he's based in Chicago. I said if you do 2 years bonus depreciation for the short-term rental, you just squeeze every dollar out of the thing. After that, either you can do a 1031, right, to
Mm.
buy a bigger one, or buy 2 units. You could defer the capital gain, defer the capital recapture, depreciation recapture. You can play the game just indefinitely, and delay, defer until something happens. So that's one way. Or the other one I can think of is short-term rental for first 2 years. After you deplete all things, then you can change to long-term rental and just sit there and wait for another next opportunity. So you can because I don't want people to sell the house to recapture 25% depreciation. It's not efficient. Any guys, any other idea you can bring down AGI because we have a lot of high income people here. Oh, Sherry, another this is real time situation. Let's say you are a Microsoft employee, right? You are laid off by AI, and Microsoft said, "I'll let you go, but I'll give you all this severance package or RSUs. You can vest." Suddenly, only 1 year you can bump your income over 600 because you have one-time payout. How can you?
Mm.
That's the tax issue here. Oh, have you thought about that? The people laid off, they get a one-time payout. the PTO pay, annual leave pay, sick leave pay. Sometimes easily could be over 600,000. Yeah.
Mhm.
Anybody? Yeah.
How about the family foundation, Mike? Our favorite topic.
Yeah, that. But next year you'll run dry. Funny. You, I wish you could every year. That'd be good. Yes, one time I think as a tax planner, Sharon and I, we always think is we not only we save this year's tax return taxes, we also want to make a sustainable model, right? Yeah, we want to have. Yeah. So any ideas, let me know. I don't know. I personally think in this AI stage, there are so many jobs are not safe. Sherry, have you seen any people, high income people, get laid off from consulting from Microsoft?
Yeah, I've heard something. Yeah. Some of my friends or clients, they feel a lot of pressure,
Yeah.
but they're not laid off. Mhm.
Yeah, I have a client. He works at Microsoft, high income. He bought like six, seven rental properties,
Mm.
not in San Diego or the Mountain View, but he bought places in the cheaper Texas, Florida, whatever. So he said, if I was laid off by Tim Cook, he's going to turn himself into a real estate professional.
Mm.
Turn
Okay.
this long-term rental suddenly become bonus depreciation, accelerate, and cost aggregations. He can use that to offset his payout. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
Mm.
And also, if he has a lot of Apple stocks, what he does is he can do the BBB strategy, the buy, borrow, and the build, the buy, borrow, build. Instead of selling the stocks, he can use that as collateral, borrow loans to buy rentals. Yeah,
Mm.
that's one way. Oh, you mentioned QBI. I know QBI is a big thing. I don't. I think it's a good thing, but 20%. But
Mm.
why is a big deal, Sherry?
Yeah, of course, it's a big deal. So 20% of the net income does not pay tax. I think it's a very good news
Mm.
for any qualified business owners. The problem is that some people think they are not qualified. Yeah, for one reason, some people think their income is over the phase out, completed a phase out threshold. So they think, oh, I cannot claim this qualified business income deduction. But it depends. There are two types of business in terms of QBI deduction. One is called SSTB, it's specified trade or business. The other type is non-SSTB. For non-SSTBs, actually, you can use 50% of your W-2 salary to be the limit instead of that taxable income. Uh,
So what is SSPV? We
uh,
are we are special service, right? We're not
Yeah,
qualified.
specified service, trade, or business. Well, if your business is about your reputation, your skills, maybe you are SSTB. So, for example, a consulting company charging people by hour, that's a SSTB. But a realtor, they sell houses, they're not SSTB. So, for example, if the realtor, their family income is well over 400,000. They think they do not qualify for QBI deduction. But if they choose, they select S Corp tax election and pay themselves a salary, they can use that salary times 50% to be the new limit of the QBI deduction.
Wow,
Is
salary.
it fair?
I didn't know that. It's amazing.
Yeah, so
Well, what if let's say life insurance agent? Are they SSPB?
they're non-SSTB.
Oh, good.
Because they're selling insurance products. If they are charging people consulting fees by hour, then it's SSTB, special service trade or business. So your service is what makes the money, then you are SSTB. if you're selling some kind of products, then you're non-SSTB. For example, we have many restaurants owners, they are obviously non-SSTB. They are selling food to the clients, to the consumers.
Yeah. But this is only good for when you have a high profit, you can enjoy that, right? After you do the
Uh,
so-called.
well, yes, because it's a 20% net income. You don't pay tax on that. Some people with many rental houses ask me whether they are qualified for this QBI deduction. I'd like to say some even part-time landlords do qualify without knowing it. Another standard for landlords are if you have to meet the 250 hours per year standard, and then you use your rental property's value as the limit, not your taxable income as a limit for QBI. Typically, if you own more than 5 rental properties, you may easily qualify for that 250 hours requirement, right?
Absolutely.
So one standard is use W-2 salary times 50, and the other limit is to use your asset value times 2.5% as a new standard to qualify the QBI deduction. Well, QBI is kind of a big topic, it's complex, but many people who are qualified don't know how to take this advantage. I think it's a pity if they don't take it.
Wow, that's good to know. I didn't realize 5 rentals you can still think of KPI. That's important. What if influencer, let's say you have millions of views, Instagram, YouTube, you get income. Are they qualified to KPI?
Yes, as a YouTuber, yeah, YouTubers' income is qualified income because I think I put a lot of hours and I don't make a lot of money from the QBI.
Really? You don't make money from YouTube?
From the YouTube though.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know
several
that.
thousand per year.
That's it?
Uh,
Divided by the hours is like less than the McDonald's burger flipper. Wow, I didn't know that. Wow. So social influencing not making much. What if, okay. Any questions for QBI, guys? Joe, uh, Ted, Sam's, Carl, any QBI questions? This is a big deal. I personally have one client I try to bring the profit as low as possible because you can do health reimbursement accounts, you can do solo K, and you can pay your spouse. So by the time you finish all the things, your profits thing, so QBI is very light. So that's my personal view. But it's good for people who have a high profit.
yes. Sometimes I'm thinking about this question just recently, actually. I'm thinking about this question. We use retirement plans to defer tax. But when we do that, we're not thinking about the 20% QBI deduction, right? If you defer your tax with a retirement plan, but then every penny out of that retirement plan, you need to pay tax. Actually, in the year you contribute to that retirement plan, you are reducing your QBI and then reducing your QBI deduction.
Oh, you lose both. Yeah, you cannot get both of good works. You have to give up something. Gotcha.
Uh,
So, but this defined benefits is defer, meaning when you retire 59.5, you still pay tax, right? That's come back to you, right?
for this, it's a paid consulting project because if a family's income is too high, they have limits on QBI deduction, right? If a family's income is 1 million and they pay themselves salary around 300,000, and then that times 50%, that would be the QBI deduction. with that, maybe they still want to establish a pension plan to defer tax. Anyways, their QBI deduction is not unlimited.
Yeah, I do have a client want to have a DB plan. Maybe I can refer to you, Sherry. Okay.
Yeah. Many doctors love defined benefit plans.
That's cool. All right, shall we move on? We did the salt. What about the itemized and the standard alternation? Can you explain how this thing in and out, 1 year standard, 1 year itemized? How does it work?
Oh, okay. One big misunderstanding about SOT is that people think if their SOT is 40,000, they can take it without dropping the standard deduction. But we have to understand the SOT deduction is one of the itemized deductions. You have to claim itemized deduction in order to take that, right? For people whose itemized deduction is just a little above the standard deduction, it is a good strategy to alternate standard and the itemized deduction. In a year, you itemize, you can bunch up your itemized deduction items, such as donations, or you can time your way to pay your mortgage interest or even property taxes, so that in a year of itemized deduction, you do it as you expense, you put the expenses in that year as much as possible. And then in another year, in the next year, you claim standard deduction. But this strategy is only very good for people whose itemized deduction is just a little over. I do not think it's a strategy for people whose itemized deduction is a lot over. You'll take itemized deduction every year because your itemized deduction is so high, way above the standard deduction.
Interesting. You know that. What if you can prepay your real estate tax for the current year instead of waiting for January 1st? Can you do that? You
Yeah, I
can.
think you can. But each county takes care of the property taxes. I don't think it is. I don't think every county follows exactly the same rule. So if your property tax is big, I think the best way is to call the county and say, can I prepay my property tax next year? Something
Yeah.
like that,
So
right?
you can jack up your 40,000 next year. You just relax.
And definitely you can pay your mortgage in advance.
Well, the interest, yeah. Oh, you told the mortgage 750, right? 750,000 is a cap, nothing changed. So that's what it's
That's
about.
right.
People in
Yeah.
New York, easily $1 million mortgage. How can you limit 750? That's not fair. Why the rule is $750,000 mortgage balance? Why
Yeah, I'm not sure.
that? I think that's a disservice because you pay so much real estate tax, but you have a big mortgage loan. I think many people here are doctors or you have $1 million house like Yuan, Yin McLean, or Bethesda. So that is you lose. So if you have a mortgage over 750, any other way you can deduct that unused interest? Sherry, what do you think?
Mm. I'm not aware about another way.
People, any other ideas? Carl, Ted, Hong, Feng, what do you guys think?
Yeah, Mike, didn't you tell me that if you have a home office and part of the your home is your office, can't you take,
Yeah,
the interest deduction as part of your office as well?
yeah, if you can claim 20% of your house as a home office, so 21% of your tax mortgage interest can go to a basic expense. Yeah, that works. Wow, Ted, you're
Mm.
good.
You, I had
And
a good teacher.
that home office deduction is part of the business expense, is not part of the thought or any other itemized deduction though.
Well, that's a good point, Sherry, you mentioned because let's say Ted is a doctor over 600,000, he cannot enjoy $40,000 salt.
Mm-hmm.
If he has an S corp, can he use the pass-through tax exemption, the PET? Can he do that?
Yes, yes, actually, yes.
That's a better way, is because you're losing deduction on the Schedule A. You can use that in your S corp return, right? That's what.
Yeah, for most states you can, but I'm not sure about Virginia. I think there are around 30 something states
Mhm.
that has this PTET. Yeah, because you own a pass-through entity, but not every state. You can check it out.
Yeah, gotcha. That's a good point. So
Mm.
solve some issues, but not all. Also solve. I don't like this because only 4 years. You have big house after 4 years of enjoyment. What then? What, right?
Yeah.
And the
The
county,
ask
these
again.
county have no intention to slow down the real estate tax. Every year they go up. Do you know that? Everybody, I was every time I receive county mail, my heart just sink. You do
Goes up more faster than inflation.
inflation. They say, oh, you get a $40,000 salt. We charge you more. We get they have you pretty much you give this more what do you call the uh, you give more leeway or freedom for the county to raise real estate tax. I don't know, Yuan, how much you pay. McLean is not cheap, right? I live in Rockville, the Gettysburg is not cheap. Anybody
Yeah.
living, it's not cheap. I don't know how you solve that issue. You can only enjoy 4 years of, unless you, I think my thought is so many good stuff only give you 4 years because Trump said if you want to enjoy another 4 years, you have to vote for us. That's, yeah, it's a bait. They get you hooked. Then you have no choice. Money decided which party you vote. All right, move on to car loan, 10,000. That sounds good. What's the trap here? AGI again, right? Have you?
Mm. Yeah, that AGI limit for the car loan interest deduction is a lot lower than thought.
I
Yeah,
know.
I think for a couple, for married filing jointly, it's around 200,000, right?
Easily, anybody living in DC area easily over that. You're not qualified. Even you buy right, a Ford or
Uh-huh.
so that's
Yeah.
that's nothing good unless you live in somewhere in Mississippi. Sorry, guys. But how can that's nothing to get around.
Hmm.
What if the child,
Maybe let the kid, let our children
yeah,
buy
what
car and put the car loan interest under them.
yeah, let's say Chris he got a job as a pilot. His salary is 100,000, perfectly matching this. So he'll buy this one car, he get a deduction, then he can lease the car to me, right? I can use that. I just walk around this using the low income tax bracket people to do that, so I can enjoy that. That's one way.
Right. Yeah.
Um, what about the car loan? If you have a car, you mix use, some for business, some for personal use. How can you deduct the 10,000? Is there a way you can split or no?
Yeah, if you own a business and this business needs a car, of course you can expense um the car expenses. Yeah, use the car expenses as a deduction. But if it's a mixed used vehicle, it
Yeah,
has strict rules to take records for the mileage. I think it's difficult.
yeah, you gotta track your, yeah. If you want to actual approach tracking, you have to make sure if you want to do bonus depreciation, right, you have to do 50% business usage. Yeah, a lot of more requirements. I got it.
Mhm.
Okay, I think we covered 4 questions so far. Any questions from the people? Yuan, can you read out any questions on the audience? 51 people. Okay.
Well, actually, there's no question yet for the speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the car loan, the only one I can think of is Tesla. If you can buy a car, Tesla is assembled in the US, that's qualified, and it's still qualified for the the electronic vehicle credit, $7,500 before September 30th. So you get it both. Then you use for business, you can get a bonus depreciation up to 100%. That's good. So buy Tesla before September 30th or Cybertruck is still a good idea. All right. Shall we move on, Sherry?
Sure.
This one, I always have argument, people. So give you $15 million exclusion. This is a big deal. Now it's instead of sunset of 6 million. People said, do I still need to buy annuity or should I buy life insurance because I can leave a lot more to the children behind? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think the lifetime estate exemption has too much impact on annuity and the life insurance. Yeah, people argue if you put money into life insurance and use it in irrevocable trust to hold it, that's the best way for avoiding the estate tax. Although Trump made the lifetime estate exemption a lot higher permanently, let's quote the permanently. I think if another party wins, they can still lower it. When we say permanently, that just means there's no expiration date on this clause, but I don't think it's really permanent. For some other deductions, for example, for the people who are 65 and older, now we have additional deduction, right? And for the tips and overtime pays, people are enjoy part of their tip income and overtime income tax-free. Both party wants to win those votes, but people who really have the estate tax issue, they're just a small portion of the country for votes. So I highly doubt this would really remain permanent.
Okay, you think this thing will
That's
change?
just my idea. Yeah, maybe it's not correct.
Okay. Yeah, you talk about the tips, no tax. Yeah, this is the promise from Trump. He just make young people happy, vote for him. At the end of the day, I don't know. First of all, I don't like 20% tip. That's so annoying. So annoying. I don't like that. It started with 20%, 20, 22, 25. How this guy's just a shit carry a few plays. Why he deserves 20 for 20, I don't know. It's beyond me. Sorry guys. Uh, what if you can yeah, the tips is good for a few years, but really
Mhm.
into the way the restaurant pricing, right? They can pay the waiter or waitress minimum wage, $2 an hour, because you already no tips on tax, no tax on tips. Why not we pay you nothing? Then you you just get a tip. I think a little bit distorted. That's my take. Yeah. Okay. Next one I always struggled, which is number five, bonus depreciation versus 179. Both are good. Both are
Uh,
very generous this time. Which one works better for a small business owner? What do you think?
well, yeah, I'm not sure which one works better for small businesses. I think it's about the business type. For this one, it's hard to identify each the difference between the two depreciation. I don't think it's super important for taxpayers. You just need to know that you can deduct 100% of many qualified um, properties. One of the differences is that the bonus depreciation works for properties that are new to the taxpayers. Section 179 depreciation does not have this requirement.
Sorry, I missed that part. What do you mean new?
If a property is new for the business, then you can take bonus depreciation for something you already put in place for business. Later than January the 19th this year, you cannot take bonus depreciation. Section 179 is yeah, kind of complex. Mm.
Yeah. When I did training with Mark Kohler, I think what I learned is 179 is good, but you will have a you will have a limit, meaning you cannot over depreciate until your last dollar profit.
And that's right. Yes, yes, you cannot make your use this section 179 depreciation to get a business loss.
That's the thing. That's
Mm.
why if you use that, you have a lot of unused carry forward, right? You cannot use for next year to wait for next year. That's why bonus depreciation is good for even you can create loss situation, but 179 they stopped at zero. Yeah.
Yes, that's
Well, I this depreciation is good, can bring down your income, my profit, but will that trigger any IRS audit? That's a question I always think. Yes, I can. IRS always look at you can remember the 3-year rule. If a small business, if you constantly have losses, IRS will not be lost. But
that's right. Yeah.
but I use depreciation to create losses. It's not a. I don't want to get audited by using by using the depreciation benefits. What do you think of the balance?
Mm. Well, that also depends on your business type. For many rental businesses, I think more than half people claim their rental business as a loss. If in your similar business types are claiming a business loss, maybe that's not unusual.
Sure,
I think the IRS is comparing you with some other similar businesses,
makes sense.
right?
Yeah, as a CPA, you don't have big truck, you don't have big lawnmower. You just have computer and some office, some file cabinet. That's really nothing to depreciate.
Well, and my biggest depreciation item is a vehicle. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
to visit clients and colleagues, go to conferences.
Oh, let me ask you a question. Because you do YouTuber, can you deduct your makeup, your jewelry? Can you do that?
No, no, only costumes, but I don't wear costumes. I
Only
think for apparel, this apparel has to be identified for your work only. You cannot use it in casual occasions. Yeah,
ah,
so actually it's only costumes. You can deduct the costumes as your business expense. You cannot deduct other things,
oh,
other regular outfits.
but how come Trump can deduct his haircut, $8,000 haircut?
Oh, really? Yeah. Do you know the reason behind it?
He said that's his trademark.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
Okay, I never think Trump deduct everything. Remember, I download his tax forms. It's amazing. You see how he deduct. Very aggressive. But he passed through so many audit. Nobody, nobody, gave him hard time. Okay, we did a bonus depreciation. This is good if you want to do 1031 exchange. You can get a new house after January 19th. You suddenly can do a lot of aggressive. Oh yeah, this is one thing, Sherry. I constantly think is, let's say, for the older property you purchased 2023, 2024, you can only do the grandfather 60%, right? Whatever percentage, right? Am I right?
Yes, you're right. Yeah, the new bonus depreciation rule applies to properties bought after or put in service after January the 19th, 2025.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Sorry, guys. Unless they do 1031 exchange, they can bring back to 100%, but it's a little bit too much, yeah. Um, so people, if you have older house, nice try. Unless they can do a new roof, can they do 100% bonus?
Yeah, that's a good question. Roof, do you think it's removable?
If I do that after 19th of January, I have a new improvement.
Hmm. Yeah, for if the cost segregation study says that if an item is removable, that
Okay.
you can deduct it 100% in the first year, right?
Roof is not, yeah.
That is like light fixtures, faucets, cabinets, even flooring. Of
Yeah.
course, air conditioning systems, uh, water filters, those can be cost segregated from the building. Do you think the roof is part of the building or it is removable?
Yeah, you gotta ask
For the shingles,
shingles.
Oh,
for the yeah, for the roofing shingles, so those should be able to, not the structure part.
okay.
Good question. Good question. Never thought of that, right? Yeah. Okay. Shall we move on number 6? Sherry, do you want to, you ask question to me, I can answer based on my understanding. Do you want to just change the role a little bit, Sherry?
Sure. Yeah, I don't have any deep understanding or solution while parents pay. Maybe that's one of the solutions.
Yeah, because I'm 4 kids, different age of college age.
Oh,
The one thing I found out is they have a limit on the annual limit for student loan is $20,000 and 500, and for undergrad 4 years cumulative 65,000. That's not much because if you go to Harvard, less than a year, right? This is not even enough. And
mm,
for undergrad, for the grad school, if you go to medical school, professional school, it's I think 200,000 lifetime. If you go to John Hopkins, easily medical school, I don't know, anybody go to John Hopkins easily. Ted, do you think for like top ranked medical school, how much it costs?
I think it's 75,000 a year for tuition. Like
So times
GW and Georgetown are the most expensive.
GW.
oh,
So times 4 years, right? That's 300K. Yeah. Yeah. So you have a gap. So government said, I can only give you this much. You have to look for anything else. So this is really, this year is hard for people go to private. Number one is all these schools are losing federal funding. Number two, they lose a lot of international students, right? Number three is they have to pay all the penalty. Harvard pay half billion, Brown pay 400 million, in Columbia because they have to pay all this anti-Semitism penalty. So colleges, Ivy Leagues are losing money and let go people. Really, I don't think they can give you any financial aid. Very rare. No matter
mm,
how you optimize FAFSA, CSS, the chance to get a financial aid is very low. I'm very pessimistic. What do you guys
mm.
think? Well, yeah, your daughter is in Princeton. Do they have any stressful financial fiscal situation? No more free napkin in the in the cafeteria.
But she is in a different situation. She is doing her PhD program, so it's all paid.
They're fine.
But yeah, but I know the for the undergrads, those are the difficult situations. The tuition always raise, nothing is free.
Yeah, I think Georgetown is the first college is over 6 digits. Georgetown, first one.
Hmm.
It's a year. Oh, by the way, guys, tomorrow I have a Georgetown. My mentee, he got a job at McKinsey, so tomorrow he's going to show William Wang. He's on
Wow.
how he can beat all the odds, AI, all the different rounds of interview. He got an internship in McKinsey. So tomorrow, make sure you guys come in. Okay?
Yeah, same time, same Zoom link, and yeah,
Yeah,
I will
just
share the
yeah,
information later.
yeah. Share. He's good. I think William is one of the young Caijun can beat the odds because so many people couldn't even find an internship this year. So hard, right? College, it's so hard.
Mm.
Not only he got it, he got a McKinsey. McKinsey is big. The summer, their pay is 8,500 per month stipend. Summer, that's huge.
For interns? Mm.
Yeah, McKinsey intern 1个月8500. All right, so that is student loan. I don't have any plan, or the only way you can think of is just 529. You have to save early on. So no matter how you optimize FAFSA, doesn't mean much because college no money, nothing you can do. Yeah. I know. I'm sorry. Sherry, you have a teenager kids, right? Sherry, you have teenager child.
Yeah, I have a college kid.
Mhm.
She finishes, she just finished the sophomore year and will go to a junior year. And
Gotcha.
another one is going to college this year.
So you have to pay everything.
I'm not sure. Well, yeah, maybe they'll pay us back.
Yeah, I borrow student loans. I don't care. I have borrow loans. I know I don't know.
Yeah.
No choice. All right. Tax bracket becomes permanent. So this the bracket. I think 24% is a safe comfort zone, right? We can do a lot of good stuff here.
Mm, yes. Yeah.
Um, so for people who want to do road conversion, 24% is good. You can still do something, especially in the when stock market is going down. Any other strategy for this kind of tax bracket, Sherry? What do you think?
Well, yeah, people are not rushing to do Roth conversion anymore. I think it's good. Yeah. You don't want to rush into the
Yep.
conversion.
Mm,
As you just mentioned, yeah, we want to do the Roth conversion when the market is low for mutual funds, ETFs, and stocks, right?
mm,
So you can actually select a timing.
yeah.
Yeah, wait a little bit about it to do the Roth conversion.
Yeah. Well, what's going on? Trump wants 401k open to private credit and crypto. Is that a good thing or is it a trap? What do you think?
I think people yeah, many of my friends and clients still would only um, take a small portion into those risky products. Yeah, I think it takes years for people to pour a lot of money, their 401k money into that, right? Yeah, this is my anticipation. What do you think, Mike?
Well, there are 9 trillion or 10 trillion IRA 401k money. Trump wants to open more investment vehicles, private credit. I got it, like KKR, Apollo, all this PE firm. But the problem is, it's not liquid, right? It's the price not transparent. You have a 20% management fee. Hedge fund always charge high management fee, and they take first 20% of the capital gain. I think the fee is too high. The transparency is now there, and also with the valuation is not you cannot control that. You cannot see that on the Bloomberg anywhere because it's all the private credit.
Mm.
I don't think it's a good thing for me. Even I want to do Roth conversion. How can you convert Roth on private credit? Because it's not easy to get. Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't.
those kind of assets are too complex for the general public. I've talked with thousands of people, and many of I think the audience today have a strong financial knowledge. But the people I talk with, many of them do not even know what is a target dated funds in their 401k. So they just said when I was hired, I just select moderate, and the system gives me a suggestion. So I just selected this fund. I don't know what's in it. So I, it's more difficult for the general public to understand uh, some other kind of assets. So it takes a long time for people to get their money into those. I don't think a large portion of the 401k money would pour into those assets.
Yeah. So people, when any company offer you private credit, you have to think. Sometimes too good to be true. You have to think why, right? Why they try to get your money into this? Just think. I I personally think there are three enemies in your retirement. One's high fees, right?
Mhm.
Second is the tax matters. Third one is the return. It's not going to beat S&P. S&P is in the past 50 years is 10, 11%.
Mm.
Most mutual funds cannot beat that, right? Most mutual fund is liking 94% of mutual funds they like in the market. So I don't know why you pay high fee to this kind of low performance. Yeah, cool. I agree with you. Are you a big fan of crypto? Maybe not, right? Sherry, do you?
No.
Yeah, I have some crypto for my son Kevin. He has crypto accounts because young people, you put 5% in it. If you lose it, it just
Mm,
doesn't matter to you. But you cannot put more than. But
mm,
if you look at the Robinhood, so many young people put all their money into crypto, buy and sell, buy and sell. That's not good. Yeah.
mm.
Oh, by the way, Yuan, I'm going to open next week, right? We try to have Chris, Kevin, my sons share how they can buy their first house at age 18. So they share the story. Both my son
Yeah, that's for next.
next
Yeah, that's for next Tuesday.
we're closing Kevin's house in a few days, Monday. So he get a FHA loan. It works. He get a brand new 3-bedroom condo, age 18. So it
Wow.
works. Yeah, I want to share this experience. For me, it works twice. For Chris, for Kevin, there are so many strategies behind it. I think Teddy, you guys understand. I teach our young people. Teddy, you in my class. Young people see it's a good strategy for millennials or for Generation Z. Okay. Trump account. Do you think it's a real deal? It's a sham.
I don't see much tax benefit. It was proposed as a tax deduction, but then Senate didn't approve that, right?
Uh, I have the law here. So this is the final law. I think the Trump account is passed. I think that's it. No, I might.
I mean, the tax deduction of the account, of the contribution to this account was
Oh
not,
no, no, no.
right?
Yeah, not deductible. $5,000 not deductible. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, so then what is the benefit, tax benefit about it?
No, you pay ordinary income tax. Nothing different. Nothing different from.
Yeah.
Seems like you cannot get deduction if you take the money out. You pay tax. I don't think it's good. It's a good deal for us. Yeah.
Families with newborns can take advantage of that $1,000 from the government.
Well, that's about it. Unless you have the audacity to make kids in this 4 years. I don't. But this Trump account is there is something I found still interesting because in the law they specifically said the Trump account can only buy the broad qualified index S&P, right? Do you see that?
Mm,
Common equity, broad-based QQQ, whatever. And the management fee they said does not have any annual fee over 10 basis points. So this
mm,
two criteria is very important. Trump account specifically asks for low-cost, broad-based index funds.
okay. Um, yeah, I found this. It says the employer can contribute up to
$2,000.
$2,500 to their employees.
That's
Comp-
good. Meaning
Uh,
if
However, I don't know the details. I haven't searched up the details about whether the employer can expense it and the employee does not claim it as income. Those kind of details, I'm not sure about those yet.
yeah, I kind of think is let's say I have an S corp, I hire my children on my payroll, they are my employees. If I can employer match $2,500 become business like, fringe benefit,
Yeah,
that's a good thing, right? That will
yeah.
be free.
Uh, if the rule is like that, then business owners can take advantage of this.
Yes. But that will you can only do 2,500, meaning the child or the child family can only do another remaining 25. There's no double counting, right? You cannot do 7,500.
No, only up to $2,500.
Okay, so the only thing I think Trump account is good is you can take your money out before age 59. It's better than 401k, right? There's no age limitation.
Well, but it's not really comparable with an retirement account, right? Because it doesn't have any tax deduction or it's not tax-free.
That's true. What if you can liquidate Trump accounts when you have a low tax bracket? Meaning, oh, is that treated as long-term gain or no, I forgot. How?
I think it's capital gain, but it has to be for the qualified users for education, for entrepreneurship, for some listed items. If you're not using your money or your children are not using the money in the listed ways, then they pay ordinary income tax.
Okay. Education, how to buy down payment of a house should be qualified, right?
For that, I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right. Sounds like a lot of limitations. I don't know. But also, this thing will not be ready until 2026, right? This year, nothing. We cannot do anything. This year, have to wait. So, qualified general. Oh, yeah. So we definitely will pay attention to Trump account next year, but seems like not that excited. Yeah.
Did the Senate approve the name of Trump account?
Yeah.
Trump wants to name this account as Trump account.
It used to be called a mega accounts. Now they changed. Is a Trump account? Let me see.
Okay. Okay.
The Trump want to Liu Mingqingshi. They want to get his name.
You just don't want to.
Yeah, the White House have a Trump ballroom. You have
Okay.
Boeing. You have a
Trump Hotel.
Trump hotel, Trump golf course. Okay, last one is the one I really think is this whole thing making me think. They terminated all the energy credit, clean vehicle, all the things, right? By meaning what? They change the administration, they can wipe out the whole thing.
Mm.
I don't like that. Meaning, how many business need multiple years planning, right? You build a solar plant, take a suddenly you lose all the credits. I think
Mm.
so. What if the next 4 years things change and the next generation, next administration just reverse all things here? No more this, no more that. So how can you plan your business? That's my concern.
Yeah, you're right. It is difficult. Tax planning is difficult.
Yeah, especially for multi-year plan. When you have opportunity zone, you remember this Trump administration encouraged oil gas drilling, right? Encouraged coal mining. So forget about the clean energy. They all go back traditional, conventional. You can do bonus depreciation, do that. Let's say you build a plant, you try to drill in Oklahoma, but after 2028, suddenly you become penalized because you pay pollution fee, pollution tax.
There should be grandfather law.
I don't
That
think if you the law is so strict. I anybody read the law? I found this the term the let me see term the law is so termination. Let me see the code termination. Okay, can you see my code?
Yes.
Termination. That's not good. I try to go to the other termination. That's the last. Okay, here. They just wipe out the Inflation Reduction Act. Termination previous owned clean vehicle. Terminate of this. Terminate qualified clean vehicle. Alternative fuel. Energy efficient. Everything terminated. So can you imagine 4 years from now, Sherry, we talk the same thing? Terminate of oil gas. Terminate of opportunity zone. Terminate of salt. They can reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that the law is written by pencil. They can easily change things. That how can you prepare this? It's not. Yeah, I feel sorry for the working class. You build a restaurant, you build this. Suddenly, totally become a penalty liability than assets.
I guess those tax laws that have the impact on most people than on a lot of people will remain because both parties want the votes.
Yeah, yeah, it's highly, I agree. Some rules make sense. They all bipartisan support, but some rules are highly politicized, highly bipolarized. Okay, I think I cover all the 10 topics. Do I miss anything, people? Any comments, questions? You guys can. I know, Sherry, would you please talk about how commercial some people ask about self-rental rule from Tony. Oh, Tony is my student. Yeah. I own commercial building rented to my S Corp. Can I use cost segregation, bonus division, generate rental allowance? I think, yeah, it depends on when you purchase. You purchase 2025, you can do 100%. If your grandfather, then whatever, 40%. If
Mm.
you, I think in order to offset S Corp profit income, you need the election letters, right? IRS have a letter for that, meaning you have to tell IRS I combine these two together. You can do it. Go to Mark Kohler, search self-rental rule. Okay, you can find it. Yeah, yeah. Come back to me. Have a consult. They have self-rental rule. Have a called the -4 rule. You have a special letter. You have to tell IRS. Yeah. What the other one is the AICPA has good articles about this about the Obamacare, the One Big Beautiful Bill, and people. I want you guys to pay attention to the AICPA. Also, the Journal of Accountancy, they also have good research articles about this new law. I trust these professionals. Do not go to any single, CPA's website. Because go to the AICPA, go to the National Association of Professional Accountants, because they are more, multiple levels of reviews and more accurate. Okay. I think anything else, Sherry?
Yeah, I see a question asked here. It says, Sherry, can a small business owner be eligible for defined benefit plans if the business offers a safe harbor 401k plan for all eligible employees? Yeah, the answer is you can have a combo plan. So you can have both the defined benefit pension plan and a 401k plan. But all your eligible employees will be in that defined benefit pension plan too. Um, this defined benefit pension plan is very different from an IRA account or 401k in terms of the employee's age. If as an owner, you are one of the employees too. So the older you are, the more you can contribute to the plan. So if the owner of the business is around 50, but all the employees are younger, let's say in their 20th or 30th, the owner can contribute a lot more than the employees. The contribution is made by the business instead of individuals. So it's actually a business expense of the business. So if your employee is even older than you are, then maybe it's not a good option.
Why hire older?
You're right. No.
除非你丈母娘，那没别的办法。
Mhm.
Good question. Yeah, define benefit. I definitely need Sherry to give us some. This is a totally new area for me. Definitely wanted you to provide advice. So this law changed so many things, but one thing they do not change, Sherry. What do you think? Anything they did not touch?
Mm. Well, when you say well, the standard deduction and the tax brackets, they stay the same. Do you think that's called
Oh yeah,
change?
yeah. They keep the same. And one thing they are charge is initially said the 1031 exchange profit can only limit to certain dollar amount. They dropped that, meaning you can still do free 1031, right? Yeah.
Okay, about SHA, the proposal in May was to double the HSA contribution, but it didn't get approved, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. HSA doesn't change, but only one clause is the qualified plan, including the bronze, silver plan under the Affordable Care Act. But it's good. A lot of small business owner, they can buy bronze plan in the marketplace. They can qualify the high deductible. Yeah, that's good. That's the only change I can think of. Yeah. What about long-term care? Any changes? Maybe not. Yeah.
Not much. I think I would say long-term care premium, as we discussed in, did we discuss it in my last webinar? Part of the long-term care premiums can be a qualified medical expense. If combined medical expenses is over 7.5% of your AGI, you can claim it as a itemized deduction.
That's true.
That's not really a change, but if more people are taking the itemized deduction because of the SOT deduction cap, I think the medical expense will be claimed by a lot more people too, right?
I agree. More people can use the itemized deduction. That's true. That's true. Oh, one good news for share for Yuan is the $2,000 um, top of the line charitable giving, right? You can deduct up.
Yeah, yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, in that case, you can donate more money to Capanova.
All right,
2000,
I will increase my budget.
you should, $2,000 start next year. That's good. Instead of itemize, a lot of people cannot itemize, they donate the money, become useless. Now you can donate, you can get a $2,000 top line deduction. That's good.
Yeah. Did I mention the bunching strategy about the donor advised fund?
Yeah, go ahead. That's a good
Uh,
point.
Yes, I think if you want to use the alternate strategy for 1 year itemized deduction and the other year for the standard deduction, in the year of the itemized deduction, you can donate money in your donor advised fund. That's easy to establish, a lot easier than family foundation. And then the year you contribute to that fund, you can take the deduction. And then from that donor advised fund, you can distribute funds to the charities, charitable organizations anytime.
Yeah, I heard so many donor advisor fund. Which one you think most reputable or most transparent? Fidelity, Schwab, Vanguard. Which one you
Yeah,
think?
I think Fidelity is good. It's easy to establish, and you can invest in funds, bonds, um, anything, stocks.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. All right, that's good to know. All right, any other questions, people? We have talked about 1 hour. The key takeaway is some good, some parts. You have to think some strategy is good for your family, but nothing's permanent. Always change. Even they call it permanent. that's 所谓的海誓山盟 it will change. So Yuan, we are going to, what's our next, this session we're done. Next week is about how to buy a house 18th.
Yeah, that's right. So basically, we have two events coming up. One is for tomorrow. That is the Mackenzie intern that going to talk about his experience. And I have already posted the information in the chat box. And for the 19th, which is the following Tuesday, and that is the additional financial literacy seminars Coach Mike is going to provide us, and he is going to have his sons talk about the house buying for young people. And believe it or not, his son is only 19 and he is a homeowner already. So again, there's huge benefits, tax benefits especially, that we can learn from this process. So I will have the flyer ready likely this weekend. But Coach Mike is going to have his registration open soon. So anyway, everybody just keep your calendar open, same time. next Tuesday.
Okay.
Great. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Yuan.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We already passed our time, and thank you again, Sherry, for joining us. And hopefully, when you get a chance visiting DC, stop by and we will have tea.
Sure. Uh-huh.
All right. Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Yeah. 谢谢 Coach Mike.